Hello, good morning. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now with me, Vinny Motiwal, along with me, Cheryl D'Souza as well. Cheryl, a very good morning to you. Happy Friday. And Nifty, yes, managing to hold on to that 0.5% gain as of now as well. Autos in the fast lane. That's interesting today.
Absolutely, a very good morning to you, Vinny. And auto has been in the fast lane of late, given the fact that what we saw the sharp rally in M&M today. That sort of an uptick is continuing. You have Bajaj Auto, TVS Motor, all of them participating. So today the two-wheeler counters are taking charge of that rally when it comes to the auto index. But let's take a look at the benchmark indices. Then yes, we are holding on to positive territory. Nifty is back above that 22,000 mark as well. You have the Nifty Bank that is moving in tandem with the benchmark indices with 150 points uptick coming in for the Nifty Bank. Advanced decline ratio for now tilted in the favor of the gainers with Maruti Suzuki, BPCL, Tata Motors, Bajaj Auto as well as M&M. All of them are the top gainers on the Nifty. While on the losing end, you have Power Grid, ONGC, Apollo Hospitals as well as ITC that are actually declining in trade today. In fact, if you look at the list of gainers, very handful losers, I beg your pardon. A very handful of losers on the Nifty in today's trading session. Talking about the sectoral indices then and how the picture there, you have the auto index. Needless to say, that is the top sectoral gainer with 2% uptake. You have Pharma also holding on to strong gains. Look at what Glenmark Pharma is doing. You have revision coming in for the R&D expense. So you have Glenmark Pharma that is also seeing a sharp uptick, 7% uptick coming in for that counter. Metals, IT, all of them are holding on to good gains. While on the flip side, it is the power index or the PSE index that's taking a bit easy. It's trading flat with a negative bias as of now, and that's the only sectoral loser in trade today, Vinny.
Absolutely, that's how the market setup is looking like. But today is Friday, and what we will talk about and what we do have every Friday on Buy Now Sell Now is BNSN Pathshala. Here we will have the technical analyst today, that is Hemant Kapadia, who will be talking to us about the divergence and how that actually works. Hemant, very good morning. Thank you so much for joining in with us. And today what you're going to talk to us about is divergence. How does that play out in terms of the technical analysis? What is it there?
A very good morning to you, Vinny. Very good morning to you, Cheryl. Thank you for having me on the show. See, basically the idea is if the stock makes higher tops, higher bottoms, or moves at a particular speed, you want the mechanical indicators to also follow suit. By follow suit, I mean to say support the move. Most of these mechanical indicators, Vinny, are based on moving averages. They are obviously based on the closing of the stock. But when the internal speed, the rate of change differs, there are different indices, obviously, different indicators, but generally it compares the price, the technical situation of the stock today vis-a-vis maybe the index or something compared to, so let's say 10 days back based on the time frame. Now, in this, what we've done is there are two stocks I've picked, Vinny. The first one is Minda. If you look at it just below on your screen, when the stock made a new high, the MACD made a lower top. So that is what is known as negative divergence. Now, negative divergence was the first part, Vinny. Then it gave a crossover sell. So followed by negative divergence, it has given a crossover sell. And digressing just a wee bit, if you draw a trend line from the bottom to the bottom, that has also been broken. But basically, we are focusing on divergence. So this is negative divergence. Stock makes a new high. Indicator doesn't follow suit. Stock making a new high, indicator makes a lower high and then gives a sell. So, excuse me. So this is negative divergence. On the other hand, what we can do is we can look for positive divergence, Vinny. If you look at Asian Paints, in this I've taken the stochastic, I've used a different indicator. Now, if you can see the bottom, one more thing, just to add slightly another point, Asian Paints has formed a rounding bottom on the daily chart. If you can see a small saucer sort of a pattern, okay. But once again, we are focusing on divergences. So if you see the bottom where the stochastic has made a bottom and you compare it to the bottom of the stock. Now, stock has been here for some time and it's been fumbling, meandering, going nowhere. But in the meantime, the stochastic has made a higher high. If you can see the previous high of the stochastic, it has made a higher high and has gone up. So this is known as positive divergence when the stock has gone nowhere. It's still dwindling, hanging around near the bottoms. While not only has the stochastic perked up, it has crossed the previous small swing high. So this is positive divergence. So you can use these along with overbought, oversold situations. So this is divergence and various indicators can be used for positive as well as negative divergences. Vinny.
Right, thank you so much, Heyman, for actually doing the BNS and Pathshala for us this Friday. And we've learned about divergence and Heyman explaining that for you. But let's just take note of the flash on the bottom of your screen, because Volkswagen and Mahindra have actually signed a supply agreement. And as per the agreement, what Mahindra's statement is saying, that they will equip a certain range of their electric platform, Inglo, with electric components of Volkswagen's MEB and unified cells. They also saying that both the companies continue to explore further potential opportunities for collaboration in India, especially in the e-mobility space. What additional information what Mahindra has given in that release is they've said that the supply agreement will run for several years and will have total volume of about 50 gigawatts over a lifetime. So that is the announcement coming in from Mahindra, and you can see the stock is actually inched higher post that announcement coming in, where they've signed a supply agreement with Volkswagen. So watch out for Mahindra. It has been on a roll post its earnings. You have positive notes also coming in from Morgan Stanley as well this morning, and this news also is keeping the stock perked up in trade.
Absolutely, surely a bit perked up in trade, that's M&M. But on that note, we're going to slip into a very short break, viewers. Don't go anywhere, because after the break, we will be back and we will be taking all your stock-related queries with our experts.
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now, show where we get you answers for all of your stock-related query. Remember, viewers, you can connect to us on the number that will be flashing on your screen. Do remember, each time you write to us, mention your name, the stock that you're looking to invest in, mention that name as well. And if you're already invested in the stock, mention the buy price or as well as the time horizon, the quantity of that stock that you're holding. So in that way, our experts will be able to help you better. And talking about our experts today, we have Heyman Kapadia as well as Ashish Kapoor joining us on the show. A very good morning to you once again, Heyman, and thank you so much, Ashish, for joining us on the show. Let me take the first query that I have, and this one is coming in from Alok, and he has a couple of stocks that he's holding in his portfolio. Heyman, this one is for you. Zomato, he's purchased at the levels of 129. J&K Bank, he's purchased at the level of 131 rupees per share. Should he continue to hold on to them or look to exit?
A very good morning to you, Cheryl. I think Zomato, there is a little bit of paucity of data. Okay, it's been there for some time, but ideally, longer the data we have, that much more or longer we can see. But as of now, we are getting close to its all-time high of 169. So that's where we can expect significant resistance to come in. As of now, it's a hold. I don't see, excuse me, any weakness creeping in yet. But around its all-time high, I think it would be safe to assume that some amount of selling pressure would come in. So maybe if he wants to book some profit at that point in time, but as of now, it's safely ensconced in an uptrend on all time frames. The second stock is Jammu and Kashmir Bank. Phenomenal move. We are heading towards 155 and 180. So once again, if it has if the investor has a slightly longer term time frame, I think it's a hold. If you want to book profits, maybe around 155, 160, but partial setup seems promising. Only hitch, if any, is that moved one way, but then the whole market has done that.
Ashish, good afternoon. Good morning, actually. And this query is from RK, and it's a long-term query, 2-year time period holding they have. They want to know, they want to buy any of these stocks: HFCL, Inox Wind, SJVN, or Genus Power. Out of this four, which are the two stocks that you would suggest that they could buy for the long term?
Well, I think it's HFCL, Inox Wind, and what else was it? What was the other one?
Genus Power.
Genus Power, okay. Okay, now I think what they can do is Genus Power, yes, and they can buy at Select, SWELECT. These are the two which kind of, in the alternate power theme look good to me.
All right. Let me take this next query then. This one has come from Ephraim. He's writing to us from Dubai. He's a long-term investor. He has 98 shares of HDFC Bank at an average price of 1,454 rupees per share. Should he look to buy some more at these levels to average it out, Heyman?
I believe 1380 has held on technical parameters. which I think was a significant support. So as of now, if he's going to buy more, I suggest yes. But if he's going to buy 100 shares, I suggest buy 50 now and keep just a little bit of space to add more. A short-term bottom formation is in place, I believe, but the medium to long-term charts still seem wobbly and do not show too much of conviction at this level. So buy partially and keep space to add more. Short-term bottom in place.
Ashish, the next query is from Pradeep from Kolkata. Long-term vision is what they have. They are holding KEI at a price of 1,250 rupees per share, as well as Indo-Borax at a price of 128 rupees per share. What should they be doing with this? Continue to hold or book their profits that they are making and buy something like a Hindalco?
I think that's a good idea. I think book profits and buy Hindalco. Hindalco has incidentally fallen a lot on some disappointment, which actually, to my mind, was more like a overreaction. I don't think anything is changing, and I think Hindalco has corrected fair bit. It's a very good idea to buy into a large cap in this market right now, and Hindalco would kind of be a very good buy. So I would kind of support the argument of booking profits in the other two mid caps and buying Hindalco.
This one is coming from Rebecca. She's writing to us from Kolkata. She wants to buy 2 to 3 stocks for the short term, but she wants to know what's the entry price as well as the target price for both, for them actually. Heyman, what's your take? Which are the 2 to 3 stocks which you think make sense that one can keep in their portfolio?
I think from a slightly shorter term point of view, Asian Paints is one stock which I believe is on the throes of a recovery. It's a contra trade, it's a trading buy. So if one were to buy Asian Paints, currently we're at around 3025. So one can buy it at 3020. 40-point stop loss, 80-point target. I believe we are heading towards 3160 or so. That's Asian Paints. And the another stock, which is a mid cap, which looks quite interesting, is NIT Limited. Stock is breaking out of a 4-month consolidation phase. So one can buy NIT at around 135. Stop loss 125. Target 155. I believe it's heading towards higher levels also.
Move on to the next query, and we have this query from Sandeep from Kolkata. Ashish, Sandeep is holding 100 shares of Shalby Hospital at a price of 310. What's the view on this? Should they continue to hold this or maybe sell the stock now?
I think the whole, this sector is poised to do very well, and I think to my best of my this thing, I think you should hold on. I think the expansion in earnings going forward would be very significant, and a lot of similar stocks have given very good returns. So I think one should hold on to this.
Okay, this next query is on KPI Green Energy. So Debashish from Kolkata, Heyman wants to know what's the view on overall on the renewable energy front and anything that is looking attractive in the short term?
Well, frankly speaking, everything has shot through the roof, Vinny, and coming especially back to KPI Energy, higher tops, higher bottoms. We are in an uptrend on all time frames, short term, medium term, long term, Vinny, and we continue to do so. We've just recently, last week, posted a fresh all time high. We are in upper circuit today. So I would say if there is a position in KPI Green Energy, please hold. Above 1600, we should be seeing 1800 in the next 6 to 8 weeks. Vinny.
This next query is from Venkat Ramani from Bangalore, and Ashish, they're holding GMR Infra, 1,200 shares at a price of 76 rupees per share, and Patel Engineering, 600 shares at a price of 65 rupees per share. For 18-month time period, what is your view on this? Should they continue to hold or maybe sell this?
Well, Patel Engineering, not too sure, but GMR Airports, definitely you should hold on. I think the re-rating which has started in this stock has already made it more than double in I think about a year's time. And I think the re-rating will continue. I think if you look at the airport traffic in India, it's really multiplying, and the biggest beneficiary of that will be GMR. They have a number of airports, and they are the only listed player which is directly getting benefit on that. There would be others which are indirectly getting benefit, or they have some airports within their business, but this is pure airport play, and that is looking very good. And in fact, I think in 18 months the stock could go up significantly higher from here. So continue to hold on. In fact, at any decline, you can even buy more.
Okay. Hanif is holding Bank of Maharashtra 1,000 shares at a price of 69 rupees. Hey man, what is the view on this one? Continue to hold or maybe look to sell this now?
I think partial profit booking can be considered, Vinny, simply because the quantum of the rise. So yeah, little bit of profit booking can be considered. Yes.
Okay, on that note, viewers, we're going to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back and we will be taking more of your stock-related queries after the break. Welcome back, and you're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now. Let's keep it going with all the stocks that have been on your query list. And let's start with the next one. That is, Minakshi has a query, and this one is on Laurus Labs. Heyman, this one is for you. They have Laurus Labs 400 call options for the Feb series, and the bought it at 11.50 rupees. What's the view on this one?
I think there's a clear hold on Vinny. I know time runs out and there's a price decay. But Laurus Lab has been moving between 386 and 402 for almost 11 trading sessions now. We're on the verge of doing an upward bar reversal today. Cutting out the gibberish, it looks good. A close above 402 should give you a 10 to 14 rupee move in the next day or two. So hold. I believe it's on the cusp of moving up.
Right. This next one is coming in from Thomas George, and he has TRF, or he wants to know if TRF is a good buy at current price. What's the take, Ashish? Do you think TRF makes a cut if someone wants to buy this one at current price for the longer term?
Well, frankly, I haven't tracked this counter, so I can't comment on it.
What's your take on the charts? Do you think the levels are attractive enough for someone to enter this one?
I believe TRF has moved quite a bit. I would wait for some sort of a gravity check, and I believe that's happening. So I'd wait just a bit, but I wouldn't buy it now.
There is a news-based information. The reason why TRF moved so much because TRF was all set to merge with Tata Steel, but that sort of a merger did not. They've actually they have taken back that merger proposal, and post that the stock actually saw a huge spike came in. Maybe that's one of the reasons why that sort of a huge spike that you can see on the line graph as well for TRF.
Yes.
So ideally, it makes sense to wait it out before and the stock price settles in before taking a plunge into this one, right?
Absolutely, Cheryl. If it moves from 240 to 510 in some 8-10 trading sessions, I would wait for it settle down, form a base. Let's see the next course of action. Wait.
Ashish, this next query is from Bishakha from Kolkata. Long-term investor, 2-year time period is a holding view which they have. They have 20 shares of Supreme Petro at a price of 396 and 20 shares of DV's Lab at a price of 3,686 rupees. What is the view on both these stocks?
Well, I think Supreme Petro is doing quite well. Should not be an issue. Divi's has been kind of lying low for quite some time. It has recovered from the lows for sure, but it has still been in a range and quite below the all-time high. And traditionally, the stock has been a very good, stock for investors and has created a lot of capital. My best guess is that usually these kind of well-run, well-managed companies do come out of their trough sooner or later. I don't know whether 2 years is enough, but my best guess is that yes, I think in 2 years the stock should head much higher than what it is right now, and the company would come out of the troubles which it is facing in the short run. So yes, both of the stocks you could hold on for the 2-year perspective.
All right, this one is coming in from Sachin, who's writing from Bangalore. He's writing from Bangalore, and he's holding Integra Essentia. Actually, it's a penny stock. I don't think we will track this one. So let me move on to another query then. And this one is coming in from our viewer Rajeshwari from Chennai. She has Shriram Properties, 200 shares at a price of 128 rupees per share. She wants to know what's the immediate target for the short term. I'm unsure if you will be able to comment on this because of the limited chart history, Heyman, but nevertheless, let's give it a try.
Okay. 7 weeks of consolidation, range 120 to 140. A close above 140 takes it to 165. A close below 122 takes it to 110. I believe it's getting a bit heavy and overbought. So it's in a no trade zone. I'd wait a bit.
Okay. This next query is that we have is coming in from Srinath from Chennai, and they have 200 shares of SBI at a price of 700 rupees. Heyman, this is a short-term view that they want. Should they continue to hold this or book profits now in SBI?
Let's say, I'd say 25% partial profit booking, but it's headed higher. But 600 to 765 in 4 weeks, I book just a wee bit. Yeah.
This one is coming in from Alok from Delhi. Alok, we've already taken your one query, so we will not take another one. Let's give chance to others. This one is coming from Rao, who's writing to us from Baroda. He wants to know about IRERA. He has an IPO allotment in this particular counter. Every day it is hitting a lower circuit. He wants to know whether he can add some more at current price, but Mr. Rao, I hope you know that even IRERA was hitting upper circuits as well right after it listed. What's your view on this, Ashish? Now, what should he do? Should he track this daily movement in the stock price for IRERA or stay put with this for the longer term because the prospects or the fundamentals of this company looks really bright?
Well, I don't know what price he's entered, but if he's making money, then I think even despite whatever, he should book his profits fast, because the stock clearly has surprised everyone on the upside. Even at the time of IPO, it looked kind of fully priced, and it has multiplied in a very, very short period of time. So it is actually very, very expensive by any yardstick. By compare it with other PSUs, you compare it with other financing companies, you compare it with the infrastructure financing companies, you compare it with whichever parameter you want to compare. And generally also in the market, I think it is very, very expensive. How it went up so much is anybody's guess. But if you're there as an investor, you bought at lower levels making money, I think there is no brainer in this. Just book your profits and that's it.
He's making very hefty profits in this. Ashish, he's making very hefty profits because he got an IPO allotment. So given the fact that the issue price is around 32 odd rupees, he's made a good enough profit in this one.
So there is no brainer. Absolutely great. Well done. Congrats. Book your profits fast.
Okay. The next query came in, and this one is from Sunita from Bangalore. They want to know the best level to actually enter in Suzlon. That has also seen a run up. So what is the view on Suzlon?
Okay. Yes, absolutely, Vinny. It's seen a run up and seems tired, at least for the time being. I would be pleasantly surprised if we knock off 50 and start the next leg of its move. So I would say spread your purchases. 7 rupees to 50 rupees. So the levels, I'll give a few levels. We are at 46.5 Vinny. 42 is the first level, 39 is the second level, and 34 is the third level. These three levels where you can spread your purchases. I'm giving slightly deeper levels because today is a weekly chart, and if we end at 43 or 42, we'll see a sell signal and the onset of an intermediate correction, which we haven't seen in the past 8 to 10 months.
All right, this next one is coming in from Anant Nayak from Bangalore. Arvind Smart Spaces, 50 shares he purchased at a level of 412 rupees per share. Can he add some more at current price, Heyman? Would it make sense?
Yeah, he can add at 550 and 490. Once again, two levels. Why I'm saying this? 350 to 690 in 4 months. So a cool off is there, and it might get just a little bit deeper.
Ashish, this next query is from Gautam from Mumbai, and they want to know in terms of steel stocks. So Tata Steel, SAIL or JSW Steel, anything looking attractive to buy for a long term?
Yeah, I think yes. I think steel seems to be doing well, and I think you could look at buying. The thing is, stocks have run up also a lot, but I would recommend buying on declines, not at the present levels. And in terms of preference, I think JSW could be the first choice, which you could look at buying on declines.
All right. This one is coming in from Lakshmanan, who is a senior citizen. He has Sundaram Finance, I believe, in his portfolio. Oh no, he doesn't have it in his portfolio. He's saying this particular counter has been doing well for the last 1 year. He believes that the valuations are high. Would it make sense for him to go ahead and invest in this counter right now, Ashish?
Well, I haven't again tracked it lately. I don't want to comment on this.
Think this price is attractive for someone to enter Sundaram Finance, or should he give it a skip right now?
I'd say partially invest 1/3 now. We are in an uptrend for a long time, probably 20 years or so. Stock is going to 5,000 over the next 1.5 to 2 years. But yes, I think I'd say the same thing I've said for a few stocks earlier. 3,800, 3,450, 3,100, 2-3 levels. Long-term uptrend, 5,000 coming 2 years down the line.
Okay. Sayak Banerjee from Bangalore wants to know, Ashish, Gabriel, which is they're holding at 420 rupees per share, and Subros at 654 rupees per share. For the long term of around 3 to 5 years, can they continue to hold these?
Certainly, I think Subros is, of course, the clear leader in its segment and should really benefit from the increase in volumes in cars which we are seeing. And so I think definitely a great stock to hold on to. And so I think similar is Gabriel. Gabriel also over a period of time should head much higher than what it is right now.
It's coming in from Ashish, who is writing to us from Banaras, and I believe Ashish is writing to us for the first time. He wants to know any good mid-cap or a large-cap counter to buy right now for a good prospect over the next 3 years. Ashish, we already took Heyman's take on some 3 stocks or so for the short term. What's your top 2 to 3 picks?
I think if we have a long-term investor, I think the great stock right now in large cap, there is HDFC Bank, which of course continues to test our patience, but I think at some point of time it will turn around, and it has been had a great success story earlier. So HDFC Bank is the one idea, and the other one is Asian Paints, again a large cap which has been lying low for quite some time and has underperformed in the recent past. That is the second idea, and I think what else? I mean, I think these are the 2 large cap ideas, and I think mid cap largely has moved, so I would like to avoid that. I think I would concentrate more on the large cap space.
Okay, on that note, we're going to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be continuing with all your stock related queries after the break.
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now. Let's continue taking your queries. And the next query is coming in from Sugumar. He's writing to us from Chennai. He has 300 shares of Rajesh Exports at a price of 515 rupees per share. He's asking whether he should stay put with it or book losses. What's your take coming in on Rajesh Exports, Heyman in particular, given the fact that this stock is pretty much volatile, isn't it?
Yes, Shel, absolutely right. Volatile, and volatile on the wrong side. 1,020 to 306, no respite, and nothing seems to have changed dramatically. Oversold doesn't help. Sad to say, but I think he'll have to book loss. I don't see anything happening positive, at least at this time, at the current juncture.
Ashish, we have Satya who wants your outlook on ITD cementation for a period of 1 to 2 years. The buy price is 125 rupees per share. What should they do?
Well, I think a great stock, great idea. Go ahead and buy it. Now, difficult to time it like that, but yes, over a period of time, it should be heading much higher. It is a stock with a great history of capital creation and looks very good fundamentally also. I think go ahead and buy.
This was coming from Srinivasan from Chennai. He has 50 shares of Polycab at a price of around 4,200 rupees per share. What's the view on the short term, 3 to 6 months? What's your take on this one? Heyman, given the fact that Polycab was in the news early Jan, you saw the stock actually see a sharp downtick. From there on, it recovered. It, in fact, traded above its 200 DMA yesterday.
Currently, what we're seeing, Cheryl, looks more like a recovery, a rally. a recovery more than a rally. A weekly closing above 4800 is must if the technical perception needs to change, which remains even now a sell on bounce. A close below 4500 followed by 4250 would mean trouble. So doesn't look too pretty. As of now, I'm treating this as a recovery. It will take some time for the technical negativity to play out, and the long-term charts seems quite wobbly despite this move from 38 to 4700. Cheryl.
Okay, on that note, let's get started with the rapid fire then. And Ashish, we have Narayan from Vijayawada who wants to know, is it a good time to buy Heritage Food for the long term? Ashish, Heritage Food for the long term?
Yeah. Go ahead and buy.
All right, this one is coming from Sheshama. He wants to know about UPL, 100 shares of 590 rupees per share. What to do, Heyman?
Hold with a stop loss of 40.
Ashish, Balakrishnan from Chennai is holding MTAR Tech and they're making a loss of 25%. Should they average now or continue to hold?
I think continue to hold, wait for averaging, but continue to hold.
Okay, Mahalakshmi has 80 shares of Aarti Industries at price of 705 rupees per share. Wants to know what should he do? Stay put with this one or look to exit? What's your take, Heyman?
Hold 800 coming, maybe 900. Time frame, simple now.
Heyman, Asha Nayak from Bangalore is holding GNFC at a price of 625 rupees. Hold or sell?
Short term sell, longer term hold.
All right, this one's from Vinod from Gurgaon. PVR is the stock, 1,375 rupees per share. Wants to add some more in the long term. Does it make sense, Ashish?
Yes, I think it makes sense.
Radhakrishnan is holding Deepak Fertilizers and they're making a loss of 19%. Heyman, what should they be doing with this?
If you have the gut and the gumption to take 24 months, wait, lot of mayhem and chaos. It's going to take time.
Okay, Heyman, I don't know if you will answer this. Tata Tech, 15 shares, 1,300, no movement in the stock for the last 6 months. What should the viewer do?
Frankly speaking, there is not much of data to go on. 070.
Right, we have Krish who is holding Escorts at a price of 3,950 rupees. Ashish, what's your view on this one? Should they continue to hold this for a period of 3 years?
Yeah, certainly hold it for 3 years. Yes.
Right, Shivanshu has Tata Motors at 808, Tata Power 357. What's the view on both of these counters? Makes sense to stay put with these, Ashish?
Tata Motors, yes, definitely hold on. Which is the other one? Sorry.
Tata Power at 357 rupees per share.
Yeah, definitely. You could even buy more.
Okay, that's the view coming in on all the stocks related queries, and thank you so much Heyman as well as Ashish for joining in with us. That was the last query on Rapid Fire as well as Buy Now Sell Now on today. But with that, we're absolutely out of time on this edition of Buy Now Sell Now. It's a goodbye from Cheryl, myself as well as the team who put this show together.